There are some newer technologies you are using in your backend services like big data analytics and AI chatbots. To talk on the same, we have Sujo with us, which is part of the Lenovo team. And I'll ask the first question now. How is Lenovo utilizing the big data analytics to better its after-sales services?
Okay, so in Lenovo we have different channels. The first one is the voice channels, and we have email channels. Now, voice channel being the more interactions being captured, we get at least 90% of our interactions happening through voice. So which means we get a lot of knowledge from customers over the voice. We can understand what is customer need and what is customer is looking for as well. Now, big data, how it has helped us, we would be able to understand using certain engine, which is artificial intelligence. We tune the engines to understand what would be the after sales requirement. Okay, so certain criteria have been built in our system, and these mechanism helps us to trigger what, okay, is this a customer requires an after sales or this customer doesn't want it. Those validation happens at the system level, and we're able to find out rightly who needs an after sales service.
How does the software or the system differentiates between what the customer requires and what the customer needs?
Okay, so customer may not understand end to end of what he needs, right? But being at Lenovo, the technical team, and the system has been built by the technical team, understands what is customer need of the hour to resolve the issue or even for post sales. The system has been built not based on customer issue but customer need.
Is the analysis being done of this, all the data which you have via yourselves, or there's a special software in place for the same?
We do have a special software for, we have a customized build traditional software which is doing a speech analytics for us. This is in the phase 1. Phase 2, we are also trying to integrate our transcripts as well, which means our emails and chat as well. So currently we have a customized version based on our business requirement and business plan.
So we will see AI and data analytics being done in the email sectors as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So has Lenovo partnered with someone specific for this data analytics, or is it like an internal thing they are doing?
We are using the speech analytics from NICE. So the NICE analytics is being used by us.
So this nice software or the service you are using, is this being used by other customer care sectors as well, or this is the first time we are seeing this in the customer care section?
This is being used by others, but not in the space where we are. In the IT, this NICE, Lenovo is the only one to use that NICE speech analytics.
They have used this in the airline industries and different other industries, but not specifically on the IT industry.
Okay, for big data analytics, you need a lot of data. So what information is being decoded to study the behavior of the customer, and how does it help you provide better customer service or support to the customer?
Okay, so the first one, the data which we collect is the voice recording itself, right? And the system is built to decode or divide the voice into different segments. The first one is being the emotion. For every call, we have trained the system how to detect an emotion. For example, the decibels. If the customer has a standard voice, and if he raises a voice or if he lowers a voice, that is actually negative emotion. So we train the system what is emotional negative emotions. We also train the system, can you help us find us the best practices? So let's say we have 100 agents and 60 agents are able to finish a call in 15 minutes or able to solve a call in 15 minutes, while the rest of the 25% is taking, let's say, more than 15 minutes. We would be able to study the behavior of the agents. We would be able to study the customer's agents' behavior as well. So we try to move this best practices to the rest of the bottom quartile as well. So this helps us to improve customer experience and our employee performance as well.
So this brings me to the privacy questions of this data analytics. How long do you keep this data with you, and is it encrypted or non-encrypted? Where do you keep it? That kind of stuff.
It is on a corporate network. It is a pretty stable and it's on a reliable network which is hosted in our local servers. We do not host it anywhere else, and it is in a pretty much secured premises, and we only save the calls, as I said. And except few of our Lenovo internal people, no one has access to the tool as well. only the heads of the business have access to this tool. The people who work for this tool will help us in data crunching, but the access to the tool is only with the Lenovo management team.
This software is being developed by you guys, or is it being, it's available in the market and you just have to have, partner with them?
So we always have a base version from every vendor. For example, as he mentioned that we have NICE as a partner. So we partnered with NICE to have a customized version for us, because we have a different business plan and we have a different business case. Our business is totally different. So we have partnered with them and we have collaboratively come up with a solution that helps our business.
The other question I want to ask is, how do you train the customer representatives you have based on the data you have?
Okay, so we do have, this is a proactive or a reactive approach, right? In the reactive approach, we crunch all the data that we get it, which allows us to take a better business decision, also corrective actions. Now the corrective action also is a feedback to the training team and a quality team. So they go ahead and evaluate what is the impact, and they also include this in the training modules. The training modules is a part of all the training curriculums that they have it, and that's the way that the CS, the customer representatives are getting trained on this. So it's a loop, it's a complete loop feedback that goes right from management to the agents level. So just to start off, as I said, this is the tool, the customized tool that we have for our business, which allows us to do the speech analytics. Now in phase 2, as I said, this will also help us to analyze our emails and chats. Now, as you can see that we have different categories. We have built categories based on our business plan. We get calls on technical, non-technical calls, inquiry calls. So we categorize those calls, which is what this is. We have built driver calls, keyboard, operating system. We even have emotions, warranty calls. As you can see, this is one example where you can see the trend of a particular call. Every day it tells us, okay, let's, for example, a driver type call. If a management wants to see on a day basis, on an hour basis, how many driver calls am I getting it, okay, and you can see the pattern pretty much same. In case if we see a pattern difference, we would be able to identify that something is going wrong, and we would be able to take corrective actions. So this shows us the pattern of the call volume that we're getting for particular categories, and we have built the category, this pattern for almost all the categories that we have in our business. If you look at this, this is our core engine. This is how the engine was actually built on. We call this as lexicons. Lexicons are basically phrases. Now, for example, if a customer comes, let's say for an escalation customer, there are pretty common phrases that he uses. I want to talk to an escalation manager. I'm not happy with your service. I want to talk to someone else. I don't want to talk to you. These are different phrases. In big data, we call this as lexicons. So we define lexicons. This is part of training the system. How we train the system, we tell them, what customer tells us when customers are not happy. So system will be able to run those engines and able to find out, okay, these calls belong to escalation calls, these calls belong to repeat calls, these calls belong to driver calls. So this is the lexicon how we built in the backend. Now if you look at it, I'm going to give you an example of how we do an emotion detection. All right, I'm just going to show you one example, but normally at a higher level, we don't do a crunching on one call at a level. We do it for 100% of the calls that we get it. Now, just to show an example, as you can see, it says this call has the higher emotions on this call. Now, it has a score of 90%, which tells us the relevance of being emotion is high. Now, when we play this recording, we can go ahead and identify how and why he is so upset about it. As you can see, this is the customer decibels. These are customer interaction. You can see a hash lines. These are customer talking, and you can see agent also talking. In some places, you can see the agent is customers talking, but the agents are not talking. That's good. In some situations, you might see where customers are also talking and agents are talking, which we term it as talkover. And you can also see some orange bar, which is where the emotions are really bad. The customers are actually raising their voice or showing some negative emotions. So we will be directly going there and find out what's really happening. If I don't have to listen to the call, but I have to really find out what's really customer talking. As you can see, this is a Hindi call. We have engine which is for English and Hindi separately, which means we can find out English calls, what is happening, and Hindi calls as well. As you can see the word parishan, customer is saying it's parishan, right? So we would be able to find out at what point emotions are being detected negatively. This is the next one which I want to show you is, you asked how we train the customer or the agents back. As you can see, this is an example of a driver call. We are able to understand this is the zero, which means this is an average. There are agents or a customer representative which is taking long time to resolve a call, whereas there are some agents who's taking less time to resolve the resolution as well. As you can see, what we do is we understand explicitly from these agents what they are doing good or what they are doing out of the way, and try to educate the other agents as well. This is what best practice sharing and also gets into our training module. So this is performance of the agents. And finally, you can also see the trend. We have different customized built graphs that we can immediately find out, because this is very much required to take an immediate decision. As I said, you can see a call pattern. When we see an immediate call peak, we can go ahead and do this analysis and find out what's really happening as well. So this is the basic, I would say, a demo on our big data speech analytics.
So Sujo, we talked about how voice calls data is being analyzed by you guys. What about AI chatbots, and what about chats in general?
Okay, so AI or artificial intelligence autobots, right, basically built by based on the system. For example, I can give you a scenario, right? In a traditional call center, if you want to talk to a chat agent, you will need a chat agent at the back end and chat with them. But we have come to a modern era where you really don't need an agent to handle basic queries or basic information, which can be handled by the system. We call this a self-assist or autobots, which is nothing but the system is trained to handle certain queries. And there are advantages, big advantages, which means customer doesn't have to wait for the chat agent to find the answer and give it. The system will give an accurate, 100% accurate, and a trained answer to the customers immediately. So this will increase the customer experience too, and we have seen this. We have seen, you will also see autobots in other industries, which is very relevant too, like a travel industry or hospitality. So we have implemented the same thing in our Lenovo contact center as well, and I can show you the demo right now. Okay, so this is our support site, which is support.lenovo.com. I'm just going over there, I'm selecting a product. So we have implemented this product recently. The reason why we want to do this, we want to make sure that how effective it is. So we have done a proof of concept, and we have introduced to one particular model number just to understand the behavior. And let's say I put Y5070 laptop. And as you can see on the right corner, there is something called virtual assistant. I'm clicking on it and it tries to open up a virtual assistant. I'm just putting into centers. As you can see, it says, hello, I'm your virtual agent. How do you need help today? Okay, I'm just saying, hi, this is Sujo. Hello, I'm your virtual agent. How can I help you today? I'm saying that I have a driver issue. It says I recommend you to visit certain website, and then it gives us an information. Is this helpful or it is not? If I say yes, it documents that it has been resolved, and at the back end we have a behavior. Customers come back with some similar issues. Let's say 10 customers have come for a driver issue, and how much was the resolution rate for this particular article. We will be able to do back-end analysis also. In case if I say the issue is not resolved, it will then say, okay, let me understand more. Are you using a Lenovo machine? I say yes. Then it will say, can I run the automatic scan? So I can run the automatic scan as well, or I can go ahead and enter the manual serial number as well. If I say yes, I'm happy with your service, it says great, happy to see you that your issue is resolved. Anything else that I need to help? If I still say anything else that I need help, then it goes through a training set. And if the system is not able to resolve an issue, then it takes to a real-time agent.
The virtual assistant is trained to do just one thing, resolve an issue within Y5070 laptop.
Yeah, only for one particular model.
One particular model.
We are running this for a 30-day program just to see how effective this is working out. And if it works out really successful the way it is, this is a part of a training program. We train the system. Once we collect a lot of data, how the behavior is happening, we go ahead and enroll this for the other products as well.
So you talked about the QR codes and how Internet of Things is changing the different parts of our lives. You also talked about that QR codes are now introduced in the customer care section as well. How are you integrating the QR codes in the customer care section?
we are integrating QR code on one of the very, very important aspect of customer service. In any customer service, one of the first and foremost questions which is being asked is whether your machine is registered or not. And once a customer being asked this question whether the machine is registered, he has to refer to the serial number. And then it becomes sometimes very difficult for the customer to inform about serial number. Though the serial number is available at the back of the machine, there are a lot of other ways also where the serial number is available. We wanted to make a drastic change, significant change on that, and we wanted to make it as simple as possible. And that is one of the usage of Internet of Things. So what we have done on the QR code, we have to just scan. We have to scan the QR code. Once you scan the QR code, on the landing page of your smartphone, it will give that what is the model of the machine, what is the serial number of the machine. Also, it will let us know when the warranty starts and when the warranty ends. So these things are the key questions which any agent will like to know before he provides the services. So all these services questions are available to the agent on a platter. Now customers thereafter can choose directly to talk to the agent through the smartphone. The customer can choose to chat with the agent, and customers can also choose to send an email. So this is the usage of Internet of Things which we have done through QR code, and we'll explain it to you right away.
Okay. So I'm just using one of the QR code reader that I have. Okay. So this is one of the QR code reader that I have in my phone, and this is, for example, I have put a QR code of one of the products that we have, and I'm going to scan right now. It immediately picks up. The moment I scan it, it will immediately pick up and it will show the landing page of our QR code. As you mentioned, we have in the QR code, as you can see, this is a QR code for one of our yoga products. As you can see, it is a Yoga 710, the serial number of the product, the MTM, and you also see the warranty start date and end date of the product. You can also go ahead and register the warranty, which means you have a base warranty, but if your purchase date is little later, you want to amend the warranty, then you can do it, or you can extend the warranty. If you want to reach our technical support, all you have to do is click once, and then you can immediately call the customer care center. You want to email, you want to chat, yes. You want to locate our CCI, you want to check our SO status, which is our repair status, you can check that. And if you want to arrange for a callback, you can still do it. So the QR code has made things much easier, because most of our users do not like to have an app for a particular vendor. Rather, this QR code is going to be on the laptop C cover, which is somewhere over here. So they can go ahead and scan it immediately and use it as per demand or need.
So this will be really helpful for people who like lost their warranty cards or lost their invoices or something like that.
Correct.